Hey everybody, welcome back and thanks for watching Tactical Weapon Combat Ready. In this video, we are going to be installing this Triad Bullpup Conversion onto this lower receiver and we're going to be using the Foxtrot Mike-15 side charging upper receiver. All right, let's get to it. All right, so first thing that we need to do is we need to get the lower receiver ready. What we're going to do is we're going to be putting the bolt catch, the magazine release, and the trigger in. We also are going to be putting the safety in right there as well. So if we open this up, see, we do have, oh, nope, not those, the magazine catch right here. So we're going to put this in. All right, so that's going to go in like that. Spring in on this side. And then this is much longer than your regular magazine catch. I mean your magazine release button. Okay, then we're going to put the bolt catch and release in. Now this is a part that you will need to get on your own. So all the hardware for it, the spring and everything. So let's put that in. Actually, I'm going to put the pin in first. Now this is something, I mean, I do have a vise block that I could put this in, but, you know, actually, so if you have something, this is where you'd want to use it. So this is the Real Avid lower receiver master block. So if we just put this on right there. So this is better than nothing, but it's not as good as if we actually had it on a real vise and a vise block. All right, now we're going to put the trigger in. So this trigger comes with it. It's called like the Rave 40 or something like that. It's printed on here somewhere. Yeah, 140. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't actually expecting that, so that's kind of a cool thing. And then it does come with these extended trigger group pins. So I'm gonna put those on. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this with the camera in front of me. There we go. And it's not always easy. Yes, you see these stick out a little bit more than your typical pins. There it is. Okay. And then they do provide some blue Loctite, it looks like. And then they do have all these Allen keys here. So that's actually nice. A lot of places don't include this, which is kind of annoying sometimes. So kind of cool that they included everything that you needed. I wasn't expecting that either. Now the next part is to be, well, the next part we can choose to put a rear fire and safety selector right here, but that's optional. You can run it both from the rear, and then there's going to be one up front on the chassis. So we're going to go ahead and put one on just because. Now this is also a part that you will need on your own, so it does not come with the kit. All right, so I have a detent and then the fire and safety selector. here. And when we're putting the fire and safety selector in, you do need to have the hammer forward. Is it supposed to sit like that? Usually it goes forward a little bit further. Oh, there it went. Okay. All right. All right, so that's how it's going to work, or that's how it's going to look right now. Now let's go and grab the chassis, and we're going to start putting that all together. We don't want to put the pin or a spring or anything in at this moment, so we're going to set those off to the side. All right, now with the chassis, what we're going to do is we're going to be removing these T15 screws right here. Let me see if I have the right size. There it is. Okay, so here's one. All right, so these two. All right, so longest, medium, and too small. And I don't want to leave these all out, so I'm going to put in my little magnet thing here. I'm going to try to put them in kind of the order that they're supposed to go in. Now, these screws that we actually have in here, I put them in there. You actually don't need to have them in there like that to start. I just kind of put them in there to make sure that they didn't go anywhere. So now we'll take them off, because those are actually going into these two holes right here once we actually take this apart. All right, now that we got those 4 screws removed, this is where the lower receiver comes into play, and this is also where these extended trigger pins come into play. So this comes off, okay, and then it is going to sit right into the chassis here, and the takedown pins from the receiver should line up with these holes here, and we are also going to see these pins, the trigger pins, should line up with the chassis. So I got this one in. Let's see, where is this guy sitting right now? So I'm going to use my rubber mallet. All right, there it is. I just needed a little bit more of a tap in there. So now both of those should be right in there now. All right. And then we should be, or we are going to be putting these screws in now. So we got those pins in, and I thought I was recording earlier, but apparently I wasn't. But we inserted these 2 screws, and we're just putting them in on the right side of the chassis. We're not doing anything on the left side yet. So we just put those in until the pins start to spin on the inside there. So not super tight yet. So now we are going into this packet here, and we're getting this adapter plate. Put those right in there. So this guy right here. So right here. Okay, and then we're going to put that into the back right in here. And then when we're doing this, so we have this little lip right here. Yeah, I guess I'll have to show you this little lip right here. Okay, so that's going to go right like this. So it's going to fit onto the receiver itself, and you do have to kind of work it in a little bit. So I'll show you. So I'm kind of prying it open just a little bit, and then there. Now see, it's sitting right in there. Okay, and then there's a hole right here where that's going to attach later. And then now we're going to take our the left side of our chassis right here, and we are going to be putting this all in. And the pins and everything should line up, and it should fit pretty snug in here, so we shouldn't have a whole lot of wobble. Then we're going to take the 4 T15 screws from earlier and put them back into the chassis. So remember, the front 2 are short, and then the middle one is the medium length. Okay, here's the middle, so the medium length. And then, yep, there's the last one. And this is the longest screw. Now we are going to insert the mag release pin right here. And this does have threads on it. You can remove this earlier. I didn't, but when it's in this configuration, you'd have to just take it out right here with the provided Allen key. But we do want to make sure we put Loctite on this threading. So we're going to line this up right in there. So we put it in. It should slide all the way through if it's lined up properly. So you may have to wobble it around a little bit. Okay, there, got it in. And now we're going to tighten it. All right, and then when we get this in, we don't want to over tighten that. That's why we're using the Loctite. Because if we go in too much and it tightens up, it's actually going to pinch a little bit too hard in here. And then the mag release isn't going to work. It's going to bind up it, and it's going to be too tight, and we're not going to be able to actually release that magazine. So make sure we do not over tighten that. And they say to put it in until it's flush. All right, so now we are going to be taking this grip block and this screw right in here. And this is going to be for the fire and safety selector. So right now, this is where we are going to insert the hardware for the fire and safety selector on this side. So we're going to put that in. This is kind of an awkward spot. Oop. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit weird. Let's see what I can do here. Okay. And this is all supposed to go in right here. I'm going to flip it over like this. So hopefully that's spring. So I'm going to have it sideways. See, we're getting that spring in there. Okay, lined up. Okay, good. And then, whoops, that's where this screw right here comes into play. I should have got that out earlier. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on that. All right, now we're going to put this in there. Oh. There we go. All right, so we got that piece in there. This was a little bit tight going in, so just be aware of that. Now, if you are not running a fire and safety selector back here, that's where these pieces would come into play, and you would actually be installing these with some screws right here going through to hold it all in place. But we are having ours with a rear safety, so we're going to skip that step. All right, now we're going to do the butt plate supporter here, and we're going to remove these 4 screws, and they do have washers on them, so be careful with them. I am going to put mine right in there. Yep. Okay, so we'll put those in, and we don't need Loctite on these, or we shouldn't need Loctite on these because we do have these washers in place. Now we're going to install the butt pad. So it comes with 2 different lengths. You have the extended one and the standard one. I like the look of the standard one more, so that's what I'm going to use. So we want these extended parts to be facing out. So it's going to clip in right here, and we can see we do have a little bit of a gap right here. So we're going to put it in, and then I'm going to push it on the side. That allows it all to snap in. And then we got our our butt pad, and that's where it's going to line up with those pieces that extend outward. Oh, wait, hold on. We do need to put this buffer plug in too. My bad. Now, the instructions say that that your upper receiver comes with, so the Foxtrot upper receiver comes with a rubber buffer that's supposed to go inside here right there, but mine does not have that. So I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. It says do not fire it without that plug, so now I'm like, oh crap. Or without that rubber buffer, so I'm gonna have to find that and see what the deal is. And then with this, we can tighten it. I'm just doing it with my hand, but you can use like an actual wrench to do it, which I probably will end up doing that here in just a second. So you just have this wrench end piece basically, and it's going to fit into this hole right there. I'm going to put the butt pad on now. Okay, and then this is where we're using these two washers right here. And then if you're doing the standard buffer, I mean the buttstock extension, we're just using that one. Let's see, is this the right? Nope. And this should fit into that thread adapter that we put in earlier. Yep, let's get into it. Okay, now this one. So if you're these long ones, that is with, if we're going with that extended butt pad. All right, so now we have that butt pad on, so that is complete. Now it does say to check this adjustment right here that's for the trigger. So if it's on safe, I'm going to put it on safe on the front. It says that there shouldn't be any movement, or like very little or no movement at all if it's on safe. So, but they supposedly adjust it at their factory. Looks like mine's good, so whew, we don't have to worry about that. So we're going to tighten and adjust the trigger here. So what we want to do is we have the trigger adjustment screw right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to have it in safe. Hammer needs to be locked or cocked back, so it should be down and locked in. And we're going to use this screw right here, and it is going to be able to move forward and backwards. So we're going to push it so it's almost up to the trigger. There should be a slight gap, and then we're going to tighten this screw down. And we just want to tighten it enough that it compresses the locking washer to hold it in place, and that's it. Oops. So we don't want to go super tight on there. So now let's test that trigger out. So let's move everything to safe. Oh, there we go. So we're going to test it a few times, making sure it's working, and it is. So we are good. All right, so there's the trigger adjustment. So now what we want to do is we want to double check. So these are still actually kind of loose, so we do need to tighten those up. Where is that one? Okay. All right, so now all of these are tightened up, and we're ready to move on to the next step. All right, now that we have the lower and chassis all assembled, we are going to match it up with the Foxtrot Mike upper receiver. And what we're doing here is we're not putting anything in yet. What we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out where this front takedown lug is going to be. So we need to just look at it. So 1, 2, 3, so right up at the front, third one. And now we actually have to remove the handguard because it's such a tight fit. So in order to get this middle takedown pin in place, this handguard needs to be off. So let's go and do that right now. All right, so we have that off, and now what we're doing is we are going to put this takedown lug on. So it's going to go right on that third, oh, whoops, spot right here. So it's right here. And then obviously this is going to be really difficult. Oh, I'm kind of getting out of frame, right? This is going to be really difficult to actually put into place. So what we have is, oh, there it is. So we have this actual wrench right here. Oh. What we're going to do is I'm going to put it in like this first. So putting it on this side. Let's see, how am I going to get that in? So we got to get it in on that third slot. This is weird. I don't know how I'm supposed to actually get this in there. What am I supposed to do? I can't, my fingers aren't long enough. How do I do this? Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to do this. See, I'm just going to put it in there. I'm going to shake it around until it gets where I want it to go, which is almost there. All right. Oh, got it. You guys see that? You see how awesome I am? All right, so now I'm going to put this wrench thing on there, which is hard for me to see. I'm going to get in the frame here for just, okay, there we go. Got it. And then we are putting this on there. So we're going to start by threading it on. So I'm going to tighten this up a little bit more. And then what we're going to do, so this pin comes out. Pop it out. Oh, pop it out. Okay, and then I'm going to line everything up to the chassis here. All right, so now let's go ahead and size this up, put it all together here, make sure that everything is good. Oh, sorry, I have that pin in from earlier. Okay, that goes in. Now this one right here, this one was a little bit tight the last time. Where do I want this to be, from the right or the left? I think I'm going to put it on this side because that's kind of the traditional spot for the AR-15. Okay, that one went in just fine. Get it on there. Oh, there's the... Did I put that logo on right? Oh, dang it. I have it on backwards. Learn from my mistakes, people. Learn from my mistakes. Oops. All right, so when I'm putting this on, so this lug was actually getting caught on my low profile gas block. So just be careful with that. I'm gonna see if I can get it in all the way now. Whoa, yep, it's definitely going all the way in now. All right, nice. Okay, and then this right here, oh, right here, we want to put that pin in. Let's push that forward. There we go. And I'm just gonna put it on this side since that's where I am. Okay, and then we're gonna tighten that thing up. That screw that's on the inside here. All right, I think that will do it. Nice. Okay, there. Whoo. Okay, cool. Oh, dang it. Well, I forgot to put the buffer spring and everything in here. Now I have to take it all off again. Oh, dang it. Whew, all right, got it back on. This is not going to be an easy firearm to disassemble, it seems like. Seems like it's going to have a lot of work put into it. If I have to take the handguard off every single time, just because it's so tight, maybe what I can do is shave off a little bit of the handguard. I don't know. All right, now we need to put a plug in right here. There we go. So that covers up that, what's it called? The trigger adjuster. And then we have the cheek pad. So it's just a rubber pad and just slips right on to the Picatinny rail. All right, so here it is, the Triad Bullpup chassis for the Foxtrot Mike. This is the configuration that I have it in right now, which I think looks pretty damn sick. But I can't go out and shoot it because apparently I do need some kind of buffer pad here in the back. And I have both the Foxtrot Mike-15 upper receiver that I purchased, as well as this Foxtrot Mike 102 complete AR pistol. Neither one of these came with this buffer, or they call it an impact reducer, modifier, something like that. But it is on their website, so I don't know if, for whatever reason, both my orders got mixed up. So, and I got them from two different places at two totally completely different times. So I'm wondering if I just have the earlier generation, because this one I bought almost as soon as it came out. This one, I feel like it was out for a little while before I actually purchased it, but I think it is still the first generation of the upper receiver itself for the 5.56-223. So maybe they realized they wanted this buffer to go in the back, but I've been running both of these without that buffer. So there's that. So I'm not going to go shoot it until I either can modify and create a buffer on my own, or until I can actually get a hold of Foxtrot Mike and see if I can get two buffers basically for both of my firearms. So I'll keep you guys posted. So unfortunately, we can't go out and shoot this just yet, which is just a shame. But yeah, I'm liking the feel of it. It's probably the shortest bullpup that I've ever had, and I've had several, and this is definitely the shortest. So it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully it all works out. I don't know. But that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you later.